down, 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 down into the very bowels of number 10, where sitting in a darkened bunker sits our great leader, waiting for the next blitz of bad news about his government. He hears the bombs going off, increasingly these days ignited by his own side. Well, OK, as far as I know, there isn't really a bunker. Not yet. They're probably just waiting on the planning permission. But there's been a lot of talk of a bunker-like mentality at the heart of government. So we asked 5 Live's senior political correspondent, John Pina, to don a hard hat and venture into the war zone that is Westminster.
What good is sitting alone in your room?
OK, not everything goes according to plan. This is war, after all. Well, it's politics, and that amounts to the same thing. Gordon seems to think so anyway. All this talk about Gordon's bunker. Look, everybody needs a place to think. That YouTube film wasn't that bad, was it? And a place to meet your friends, people you can trust, if you can trust anyone. Schweinflu. It's tough at the top. YouTube, if you want to. Hazel says she's still loyal. Harriet says she's still loyal. Alan doesn't want the job. Does he?
There are no circumstances in which you would be drafted or would
Well, I'm not saying there's no... Look, I have no aspiration for the leader. My aspiration was for the deputy leadership, and I couldn't even get that.
Gordon Brown is exactly the right person to be leading the country forward, and I'm supporting him in doing that, and that's just the absolute truth.
Is Gordon the right man to lead Labour into the election?
Yes, he is, as I've consistently been saying all along.
Well, who'd want to be in Gordon's boots anyway? On his own side, nobody. Not now. But that Cameron's different. He knows it'll be hell running the show, but he wants it anyway. Taunting, enjoying it when Gordon makes a mistake, and then another mistake. Well, he'll just have to wait.
No one doubts he might have come into politics for the right reasons, but isn't it clear he's just not up to the job? The public know it, his party know it, and now the Cabinet knows it. So why not do the last bold thing left to him? Call an election.
Mr. Speaker, I've listened to his 6 questions and not one of them has been about policy. He's never raised the cause of the unemployed in Britain once. He's not mentioned mortgage holders and homeowners once. He's not mentioned small businesses once. He's completely out of his depth when it comes to the big issues in the country.
Dear Gordon, everything's under control. Love, Damien, this was written during the last war. Big issues, it's hard enough just keeping the post going. Look, who wouldn't lose their temper? Half Gordon's army will mutiny if those private profiteers go anywhere near the business. Still, plans are meant to be stuck to. Some of them even work, or at least they used to, even if you need the enemy's help. Schwein.
The Minister will have noticed that the Leader of the Opposition and I have reconfirmed our support for the principle of part privatisation of Royal Mail, and has he noticed that he hasn't had the same ringing support from his own Prime Minister, and does he not feel that it's almost impossible at the moment to get any certain position on anything out of Downing Street? Does that trouble him at all?
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister fully supports, backs and is committed to our plans for the Royal Mail.
If only Gordon could get the initiative and keep it. This week, he was on a school visit, trying to tell parents he wants them to complain about bad schools. Not that he wants schools to be bad or parents to complain, though this lot was certainly angry.
How are you doing?
You could almost hear him thinking, I'm a nice guy, not some dictator. I like children. Only sometimes it's as if everyone wants me to look bad. Look at my friends. Look at my enemies. Look at the wall. And that Nick Clegg's getting stroppier every day.
There comes a point when stubbornness isn't leadership, it's stupidity. Well, at least I say it to his face. At least I say it to his face. You say it behind his back.
Yeah. Not everyone's an enemy closing in.
The leader met Joanna Lumley yesterday, and she was all for kissing and making up after the row about the Gurkhas. Good soldiers, the Gurkhas, when they're on your side. She couldn't have been nicer, could she?
I do trust the Prime Minister. I know him very slightly personally, and I find him to be a man of integrity.
What assurances can you give us today that we won't have to go through this cartwheel of emotions and this, frankly, travesty of parliamentary behaviour? I am so shocked, I can't tell you.
I think that's slightly unfair.
Why?
What good is sitting alone in your room?
You okay?
Can't hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum.
We are all agreed that we are going to be able to help in the formation of new guidelines.
Down the knitting.
Joanna, you two. What is it? What is it? What do you want? Get out! You can't blame Gordon for losing his temper sometimes, can you?
What does the Prime Minister intend to do about the important issue of bullying in the workplace, given the reliable reports of a senior Whitehall boss throwing around mobile phones and printers and swearing at switchboard operators?
Any complaints are dealt with in the usual manner.
And we all know what that means. And if this European election campaign goes as badly as some are saying, then Hazel Blears, Jackie Smith, they'll be dealt with in the usual manner.
Ooh, he looked a bit scary there, our Jumpina did. Anyway, great report. It was a dog and pony show today.